Hey guys, it is me, Tanya, founder of the TNG Designs Group Limited. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Now, in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about how to do branding for your company. Now, as always, you know me, I like splitting things up into bite-sized chunks, but essentially what you're going to be learning within this particular video is number one, how you can actually make sure you're getting those eyes onto your business to be able to understand what it is that you're doing, and equally how to build the awareness around that. And number two, how you can actually make sure that you are actually increasing your brand growth, your business growth even more so by tapping into these key specific points. Now, before you get stuck into this video, folks, please make sure that you go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, because I am very aware of all of my supporters. Thank you so much, but please continue that support by going along and actually subscribing to my channel as well, so we can keep growing and we can keep moving forwards with this for sure. So also make sure that you stick around to the very end, because as always, I've got a super cool gift to be able to share with you, and I want to make sure that you are using it to the max, because it is super game changing for you, yourself, your business, and the general growth, the general awareness of what it is and why it is that you're doing it. So folks, without further ado, let's get stuck into this video. So as I said to you, we're going to be talking about how to do branding for your company, right? So now there are, as always, three things for the time being. Three things that I really want you to go away, make notes of, and actually start implementing for you and your business, and check in on it, right? Check in on your business to make sure that you are actually covering these things, especially when it comes to your company's growth. And these are things that should be looked after or addressed company-wide. So not just with you, the CEO, or you, the manager, or you, the founder, the director. No, this needs to be looked at company-wide in all departments. Simply being is because you want to make sure that your branded journey as a whole is always looked after from every step, from every stage of business, all the way through to your clients, your prospects, and equally those who are actually watching you as a whole. So your audience, right? The first thing that you want to make sure that you are looking at is the idea of your VPV. Now, this is super important when it comes to understanding how do you do branding for your company. When you know what your VPV is, and I've spoken many a time about this on my previous videos, so please go ahead and check those out as well. But when you know what your VPV is, and especially when you set it right according to what it is and why it is that you're doing it, the way that you speak about your company, the way that the information that is shared about your company, especially when it comes from brochures or roller banners or even just setting up for events, right? You know how to set yourself apart from your competitors. If you know, for example, that what you do is above and beyond what your general competitors can do, why not represent that in the way that you're setting up for an event? Why not represent that in a way that you are actually showing up in different spaces? Your VPV, when you get to know what that is for yourself, will allow you to understand what it is that you need to do, especially when you're showing up in different spaces, and especially so that you can stand out, get noticed, and equally start making those better connections. So think about that part. The number two thing that you really need to hone in on, especially when it comes to understanding how to do branding for your business or your company, right? The number two thing that you want to make sure that you are making yourself aware of, but equally doing, is sharing that message, sharing your branded message, your core message, understanding that, you know, with what it is that you are doing, this is the real reason as to why you are doing it. And this is the real reason as to why you need to make sure that that information, again, is actually driven throughout your company. It needs to be company-wide so that the message, that core message, can be expressed by all different departments, can be believed by all different departments. Because if one cog isn't quite turning in the right direction of that core message, well, then things start slipping, things start going out of whack, and then that message starts being misunderstood, even from all different angles, right? So in order to make sure that there is synchronicity, to make sure that there is synergy, everybody should always understand what the actual core brand message is for your company. So when it comes to understanding how to do branding for your company, realize that, understand that, set the ethos. What is it that you do that others can now understand why it is that you do what you do? Share that information. For example, for me, You know, and I will say this till I'm blue in the face. I have many things actually, but my main core message is to help others see that they are more than what they see. Now, there are typical stories that I actually use for this to help describe that. So go ahead specifically and check out a few of my past videos when I talk about personal branding specifically. When you get to understand what your own story is, and that will come by way of your VPV, really getting to grips as to what that VPV should be, you'll get to understand what your core message is. You'll get to understand what that ethos should be. And equally, you'll get to understand how to make sure that your branding is really boosting the effects of what your company can do. It creates that experience. Your message will help you to create that experience. So this third thing that I really need you to understand as well, and not only understand again, I need you to implement especially, and it's the idea of setting the reputation. So essentially we've set the VPV, we've set the core message or the ethos. So now we're setting the reputation. With your VPV, with your core message or your ethos, your reputation and the way in which you show up and the amount of times that you completely and utterly and wholeheartedly believe and repeatedly say what this is, helps to set your reputation. Remember, I always share this phrase with you, right? The idea of repetition equals reputation. When you start really understanding that, and when you start repeatedly saying what it is that your business does, how it can do, what it can actually do for others, and especially why it does it for others, specifically tapping into that core message, the idea of reputation will be set. Because now you're helping it to be able to be understood for your clients, to your audience, to all those who are coming across your table, to all those who are coming across you specifically, even your peers too. You know, I did touch base on this in a previous video, the idea of what you want to be known for, right? This all comes into play here as well. Set the VPV, set your ethos or your core message, so you can set the reputation of what it is and why it is that you're doing what you're doing, especially when you understand how to do branding for your company. These things are super key. Share that message company-wide. It starts with the core of who you are. It starts with the core of your company, and then it goes on to further afield. Your branded journey needs to be expressed, experienced, even more importantly, and your branded journey needs to be realized. So there we go. Folks, I'm going to leave it right there. Go ahead and rewatch this video because I'm pretty sure there's probably something that you would have missed. But go ahead and watch it once again. Really get to grips with what I've said here, because when you get to understand how to do branding, especially when it comes to your company, these things will help you to not only increase your business growth, not only to help increase your business awareness, but equally it will help you to understand what it is and why it is that you're helping all the people that you're helping. And specifically, they'll also get to understand why it is and what it is that you're doing more specifically. So there we go, folks. I'm going to leave it there. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to this channel once again. And more importantly, go ahead and download my guide. That is my gift from me to you. Now, as soon as you click on the link that's in the description box below, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be taken to a page which will allow you to enter in your details, because I'm going to need those to be able to send this information to you. Now, this information is a step-by-step guide so that you can literally understand, or even like create a checklist for understanding what your business is actually about today. Not what it was when you first started, but what it's about today. Because the key thing and importance here, folks, especially when it comes to the idea of understanding how to do branding for your company, right? You need to be able to tap into these key 6 points to be able to understand, are you actually heading in the right direction? Are you actually creating a brand that is suitable to you, your business, and who it is that you serve as well as a whole? That part. So folks, I'm going to leave it there. Go ahead and click on the link that's in the description box below. Once again, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and hit the reminder bell so that you do not miss out on any videos that I go ahead and upload. And folks, I will see you on the other side.